to his Father. Crucifixion could not hold Jesus down because the Father knew that Jesus would bring deliverance upon the people of God.
Yeah, that's right.
Just as the Father wanted him to do.
Wow.
Understand that the crucifixion of Jesus came with condemnation and vulnerability, but through the crucifixion, Jesus was able to see his Father in heavenly places. I want to encourage someone that no matter what you're going through,
That's right.
whatever situation you might think is dead, I want to encourage you that it's rebirth and a resurrection.
All right.
Jesus had proclaimed the message of peace, love, and forgiveness, and eternal life for those that were against him. People talked about him and considered him a threat, but in the midst of that, Jesus stayed obedient to his Father.
Yes, yes.
Understand that there's a difference between obedience and service.
Yes, that's right.
Obedience means responding to a higher authority.
Yeah.
And service means performance of labor for the benefit of another. Even though Jesus suffered temptation and torment, he still remained obedient to his assignment.
Yeah, yeah.
And because of the suffering, because of the testing that Jesus took on, he was still able to continue the assignment. And he humbled himself before the Father when he was crucified on the cross. The word finish in the Greek means tetelestai, or in other words, paid in full.
All right.
The debt Jesus took for the sin of man was a debt he did not owe.
That's right.
But Jesus took it for the sinners to be reconciled with the Father. Jesus took guilt and hate and shame despite how the people overlooked him. He still took the crucifixion for our guilt. Jesus had fulfilled his prophecies, which was to preach the gospel, work miracles, and give eternal life to the sinners. Because of this completion, sin was forgiven, enemies were dead, and promises came to pass. Furthermore, salvation was available to every sinner. Tell your neighbor, it is finished. Because Jesus overcame death and the grave. His victory secures his destiny. Ephesians 2:1 lets us know. It says, once you were dead because of your disobedience and many sins. In other words, your failures are counted as good through salvation. So the Father chose to forgive sin through grace and mercy.